He was 3 of 4 passing in the first half. 2nd and 3 for Brodhead Judah. And they give it to Pickel, and Pickel's got some room. He breaks it the outside. He's going to go all the way. Nobody will touch him, and that's Pickel for the 5th touchdown of the night. And Brodhead Judah leads 33-3. Jake Pickel, the junior running back, with a 59-yard scamper. He's the 3rd running back to score tonight. And again, they are an impressive running team, are the Cardinals from Brodhead Judah. Maurer, it appears, will try to kick the point. They faked it last time. Maurer is 1 for 2 in extra points this evening. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the big boy kicks it through, and it's 34-3. It takes the Cardinals 2 minutes to score in their first offensive series of the second half. If they score again, score a touchdown again, we would have running time. And McFarland would like to keep Brodhead Judah from that. Again, we can run down some scores for you. And this is Oak Creek and Kenosha Indian Trails are tied at 14.5. Oak Creek currently ranks 6th among Division I schools. They got beat by Indian Trails twice last year, so you know it's a revenge game for Oak Creek, who are more highly regarded 2-0 than the Indian Trails out of Kenosha, which is 1-1. Those teams tied at 14 at the half. Mosinili's Medford 20 zip at the half. Westby 21-7 over Richland Center at the half. Ashwaubenon with a pretty good quarterback, beating Green Bay Southwest 16-7 at the half. Kewanee up at Sheboygan Falls 20-4. Monona Grove rebounding after an season opening loss, leads Oregon 31-7 at the half. A nice return here. Gets the ball out to midfield for McFarland. It's Ryan McDonald had the real nice return. And certainly gives his offense a short field.
First down, McFarland.
A couple of their scores from up north. Appleton North leads DC Everest 14-7 in intermission, and Wausau West with a 28-6 lead over Appleton West at the half. McFarland needs some points. Colton Richter's their quarterback. Gives it to Buckholtz, who tries to take it outside, and the speed of Brodhead Judah runs him down, but not till Buckholtz picks up 7. There is a flag, and we've said that a lot tonight. It appears to be against McFarland, and we've said that a lot tonight. Been a ragged game that way. Too many penalties for the 3rd game of the year. It's a holding call against the Spartans, and that will negate the 7-yard run by Buckholtz. Ball goes back to the 40. I think at the 41. But it's going to be first and very long. First and 21, in fact. That holding call occurred in the backfield, and that block may have sprung Buckholtz for the nice run. Richter to throw. It's out here in the flat to Buckholtz. It's been one of McFarland's favorite plays all night. Different receivers have caught that pass in the flat. This time it was Buckholtz, and he picks up 6, make it 7, so it puts the ball on the 45. It's 2nd and 4. Or excuse me, looking at the wrong stick. 2nd and 16. Buckholtz, the senior, 5'10", 165 pounds. The quarterback is Colton Richter, a senior, 6'2", 170. Ball goes to Ryan McDonald, who tries to outrun the defense, but good pursuit runs the junior out of bounds. He ran a long way, and he didn't gain much, maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 15.
Lost the play. 3rd and 18.
I think at 3rd and 18. He lost a couple, they say, by the time he went out of bounds. 3rd and 18 in the 43. And McFarland has been in this 3rd and long predicament way too many times, mostly because of penalties. Two receivers at the bottom of your screen, one at the top. Again, they throw it out here in the flat to Herbst. He makes the first guy miss, and he got some speed. Chad Herbst sets the ball to the 42. Brady Colden ran him out of bounds. Richter and Herbst have been the best combination for McFarland all night. It's going to be 4th and 6, and it looks like Herbst will punt the football. Ball's at the 45. They faked it from this part of the field early in the game. Brodhead Judah doesn't think he's going to punt it here either, but Herbst does, and he shoots for the coffin corner. And he doesn't get the fortuitous roll. Instead, it hits on the 12 and goes in the end zone. Surprising move there. Down by 31 points, and your defense hasn't stopped Brodhead Judah all night. Got the ball at midfield on 4th and 6, and you kick it away. Don't know if I understand the call. Brodhead Judah now can, if they can go the length in the field, and they've yet to punt tonight, can put us into a running time situation halfway through the 3rd quarter. And their offensive line has just been punishing up front, opening holes for Griffin Day and Mitchell Johnson. Jake Pickel in the last series with a 59-yard score. And again, they pounded inside, this time on the right side. Mitchell Johnson on the ball carrier. And those big guys, Reeve Lincoln, 66, Logan Maurer, 64. They've opened a lot of big holes tonight. Lincoln was a second-team all-conference guy a year ago. He goes 285. He's only 5'9". You've seen Logan Maurer. He's 6'4", 300. And those big guys open some holes that time for Griffin Day.
Johnson ball carrier. Eagle with a tackle. First down, Brodhead Judah.
And Judah puts up yet another first down as they're wearing down the blue-clad home team for McFarland. And it's a good-looking football club. They look every bit the part of the second-ranked team in Division IV in the state. That time McFarland stacks him up with one of the better defensive plays of the night.
With the tackle. Loss on the play. 2nd and 14.
Pickel was the ball carrier, but he found it going pretty rough. I think Elsmo was among those stacking the play up. 2nd and 14. One of the few times Brodhead Judah's been in a 2nd or 3rd and long situation all night.
I say you're hiding right across the top.
They give it to Day, who breaks it out near the 40. Griffin Day picking up about 12. I think he's shy of the 40, but only by a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Griffin Day has a little more speed than Mitchell Johnson, who's more of a power back. Both kids run awful hard, though. Griffin Day's 6 feet, 175 pounds. And again, he was the recipient of the Hail Mary pass that won the game a week ago for Brodhead Judah. Ran the record to 2-0 with the last second win over Evansville Albany. Day, that time in the 3rd down carry, and he's short. Let's see what Brodhead Judah does here on only their second fourth down situation of the game. They went for, and it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 1 from the 41. They're challenging that big old offensive line to open a hole for Mitchell Johnson or Griffin Day.
Turnover.
McFarland maybe with their last gasp, and now Brodhead Judah shifts into punt formation. Brennan Buskup is the punter. He's not going to punt. Now with a rugby-style kick, he gets it off. And the ball is down inside the 25. So first punt of the night. Again, with a little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter, McFarland's running out of possessions. If they're even thinking about a miracle comeback, they trail by 31 to the second-ranked team in Division II. That same poll, by the way, is Kimberly, Germantown, and Hudson on top of Division I.
First down, McFarland.
Indian trails with a 21-20 lead over 6th-ranked Oak Creek. Oak Creek right behind Fond du Lac in that Division I coaches poll. Arrowhead, by the way, the defending champ, dropped to 4th after losing to Homestead last week. Then Division I. In Division II, Homestead is the top-ranked team. They established themselves last week with that win over Arrowhead in Heartland. Waukesha West is second, although they were losing at halftime, if I recall. In fact, I take that back. They're beating McWanaco, a Division I school, 14-3 in a big Classic 8 game. Greendale's ranked 3rd in Division II, Ashwaubenon 4, and Waunakee 5. We'll review that poll as we go along here. 2nd and 11 for McFarland. They throw it to Herbst. Herbst awfully good at making the first guy miss, and he picks up significant yards after the catch. In fact, he picks up first down yardage after the catch. Slocum brought him down.
First down, McFarland.
McFarland moves the sticks as they have to do. Richter to Herbst has been their most effective pass combination all night, and they have basically chosen to throw the ball. Coming into this game, McFarland didn't throw much. They only averaged 57 yards a game passing, 72 yards a game rushing, but tonight it's been almost exclusively passing, and they threw it again. This time the pass is completed midfield. Herbst again on the receiving end. He must be up near 6-7 catches. Again, Herbst had a big year last year. He'd only caught one ball the first 2 weeks. Chad's a senior, 6'1", 180, and he and Colton Richter look pretty comfortable with one another. Richter calls signals with 3.5 left in the third. Rolls right, looking for somebody to get free, and decides he better run it. That's a coverage sack. Brady Colton ran Richter down. I guess technically not a sack, as he might have picked up a yard, maybe. Ball's at the 45. Certainly 4-down territory, you would think. Last time McFarland punted when they got over midfield. Don't think they can afford to punt again if they have any hopes of staying competitive in this game. 3rd and 2. 3 receivers out, 2 to the top of your screen. They throw it out to McDonald, and on their favorite play of the night, and he's to be a little short of the first down. Don't think he got to the 6. We'll see if the officials agree. It's a matter where they spot the ball. And from our angle, and we've got a pretty good view of this one, I think they're short. But again, you got to think Paul Ackley's going to go for it. And Paul's the athletic director here. Played his football at lacrosse in his 10th year at McFarland. He went to playoffs in 2012. Had a tough year last year. Rebuilding year to be sure. And they are short of the first down with 2:40 to go. And again, you got to assume that they're going for it here. Jacob Williamson is already coming in the game with the call. Although Richter spent his time in the measurement talking to Coach Ackley. Herbst split far right. You got Richter under center, thinking it may be a quarterback sneak, and it is. And he gets the first down.
Richter with the quarterback sneak.
No, 1st and 10 at the 47 for McFarland. They stopped the clock with that first down. But they need to score and in a hurry, and they need their defense to figure out a way to stop the big bruisers from Brodhead Judah. Richter rolls right, looks down the field. He might keep it. Instead, he throws, and it's caught by Chase Werwinski. Slocum with a big hit and a late flag. See what the call is. I think it's going to go against Brodhead Judah. Maybe a personal foul call. They call a Slocum for that big hit on the sidelines. One of the points of emphasis this year is targeting or whatever, and they feel that Slocum lined up Werwinski. So they pick up 15-second personal foul of the night on Brodhead Judah. Put the ball on the 31st and 10 McFarland. That's their third time they've got picked up a first down on a penalty. Werwinski again in the catch, this time for short yardage. And McFarland basically going exclusively through the air. Down by 31 with under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. You can see why. And by and large, Richter's had a pretty good night throwing. Colton rolls right, throws long for the end zone, but Herbst doesn't have a shot at that one. Herbst had some separation, but that ball was closer to the track surrounding the football field than it was the end zone where Herbst was. It wasn't one of Richter's better throws. And the wind, which was a factor for much of the night, has calmed down. It is a cool night. You wouldn't say crisp, but it is one of the cooler nights of this young football season. 62 degrees the start of the second half. Very comfortable for the players and the fans here on Youth Football Night in McFarland. Richter drops straight back. Now he scrambles, buys some time, throws the end zone again. His receiver didn't have a chance. He might have thrown that one away. So again, it's fourth down. 4th and 8. And again, you got to assume this is 4-down territory. Herbst has a strong leg, but it doesn't make much sense to try or think even field goal down 31 with 13 and a half minutes to play. Well, Herbst came to the sideline. And I think they're going to take a timeout, yeah. Both Herbst and Richter were on the sideline when Herbst trotted back on. Richter's bent over like he might have taken a hit after delivering that last pass. Anyway, this is McFarland's first timeout of the second half. Again, both these teams play crossover games in the Rock Valley Conference next week, but as we told you, under the Rock Valley scheduling plan, the crossover games next week count. McFarland is at Clinton, and they come home to play Edgerton and East Troy within their division. Next week, Brodhead Judah plays East Troy, and then goes to Parkview the following week. Again, their big game, if all goes according to Hoyle, would be against Bigfoot, the final game of the regular season, October 17th. Preseason polls had McFarland pegged to finish 4th in the Rock Valley North, and Brodhead Judah to finish behind Bigfoot in the Rock Valley South. But this is a pretty impressive Brodhead Judah team. 4th down for McFarland. The pass out in the flat is caught by Chase Werwinski, but I think he's short of the first down. Let's see where they mark it. No, they give it to him by a yard, so a 4th down conversion. Richter to Werwinski moves the sticks. Ball just inside the 20. Again, Richter's going to have some decent numbers as a passer tonight. Colton is his senior, 6'2", 170. But he and Herbst have combined. Werwinski's a decent receiver as they've gone exclusively through the air, primarily in the second half. Richter sets his feet, throws to the end zone, and Herbst jumps, and the ball's knocked away. So it's 2nd and 10. Obviously, Brodhead Judah looking for the long bomb. We play the final minute of the third quarter. They've pretty much given McFarland those passes in the flat and tried to guard against Herbst going deep. Herbst wanted 2 receivers with Werwinski to the left. This time they run the ball to try to change it up. That was Buchholz, I do believe. Making Tyler Johnson with one of his few carries, and the sophomore only picks up a yard. Pretty much conceding that that big old defensive line is too much for McFarland's smaller defensive or offensive line. See if they even run a play. So we're in the final seconds of the third quarter. Don't believe they're in any hurry to do so, as Coach Ackley continues to talk to his quarterback, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Brodhead Judah gets the only score of this 12-minute session and will take a 34-3 lead to the fourth quarter. Again, Mitchell Johnson with 2 scores tonight for the Cardinals. Their quarterback, Brennan Buskip, with 1 touchdown pass, a 14-yarder to Skylar Stuckey. That made it 19-0 after 1. Griffin Day added an 18-yard scoring run in the second quarter after Chad Herbst had kicked a 32-yard field goal for McFarland. That made it 27-3 Cardinals at the half. They had the only score of the third quarter. That a 59-yard run by Jake Pickel, the junior running back. That made it 34-3, and that's how we sit as the team's trade ends and we start the fourth quarter. Coming into the year, talking about the way Brodhead Judah has moved the ball behind his big line, B.J. Backup, their coach, said this could be one of the best, potentially one of the best offensive lines Brodhead Judah has ever had. And again, they've made the playoffs 22 straight years. So he expected big things, and tonight they have looked very good. The wind is kicked up now as McFarland goes into the teeth of that wind. Richter going to throw into the wind over the middle. It is incomplete. Werwinski was the intended receiver and will set up a fourth down. Chase Werwinski's a junior, 6'1", 175. Ball's on the 19 with his 4th and 10 call. Let's see what Paul Ackley has cooked up here on 4th down. They've been decent on 4th down conversions tonight. Been a lot of them. Colton Richter to throw, heading to the end zone, and he's going to ask Herbst to win a jump ball, and he doesn't.
Pass intended for Herbst, incomplete. Ball goes over on downs for Brodhead Judah.
So, a stop by Brodhead Judah. Griffin Day won that jump ball from Herbst, knocked it away, and that might have done it for McFarland. Brodhead Judah takes over on the 19.
First down, Brodhead Judah.
And the Cardinals have only punted one time. They've been that dominant offensively. And they'll try to run some clock here.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
Mitchell Johnson pounds straight ahead to the handoff from Brennan Beskup, the quarterback.
2nd and 5.
Johnson picking up about 5 a crack. Coming into the game, he'd averaged just that, 5.2 a carry. I think he might have improved that tonight. Griffin Day had averaged 7.7 yard a carry. He's more of the speedier back of the Day Johnson trio. That was Johnson pounding straight ahead again. First down yardage. And this is what the Cardinals would like to do. Go down the field, take about 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, get this game to a running time situation, and basically demoralize McFarland. Beskup with only one wide receiver out. Gives it to Griffin Day, and he was almost on the verge of breaking that.
Day was killed. Over with the tackle. 2nd and 5.
Pick up a 5. Again, give some love to Jared Hansen, 240. Logan Maurer is 300 pounds. Reeve Lincoln, an all-conference performer a year ago, 285. They're the guys up front. And they're the guys that open the holes for the fellows who get the headlines.
First down, Brodhead Judah.
That was Mitchell Johnson on the first down run. He gets the ball out to midfield. Mitchell with 2 touchdown runs this evening from 1 and 4 yards. Has 5 touchdown scores on the year. Brodhead Judah put up 44 points the first week, only 12 last week. But they're in control tonight. Beskup on the keeper, and he runs that well. Wants a little option. Had Day as the trailing back, but Brennan Beskup held on to the ball and picked up 7.5, 8 yards. Brennan's a second-year starter, 6'1", 170 pounds. Again, this is a team with a proud tradition of winning in football. And they play smash mouth football. Mitchell Johnson straight ahead against a demoralized McFarland defense.
Carlos Dodge is the 38-yard line. First down, Brodhead Judah.
Johnson's latest run moves the ball to the 38. We don't have the official stats, but my eyes tell me that Brodhead Judah's got to be close to 300 yards rushing tonight. Again, the trap gets about 3-4 yards.
Johnson with the carry.
Mitchell Johnson once again on the call.
With the tackle. Second and 7.
It's a physical team, to be sure. They lost their top 3 rushers a year ago, but Mitchell Johnson and Griffin Day have filled in nicely. And Beska, very polished as the signal caller, running this run-heavy offense. Put 2 receivers, 1 each way this time on 2nd and 7. But they go back to the bread and butter, and it's Johnson pounding the left side. And the clock continues to roll right along. Brodhead Judah will go to 3-0. Take on East Troy in another crossover game, as we told you. East Troy not picked very high. The preseason Rock Valley North projections, 5th in the 6-team conference. So, and they give it on the counter, and that's Day to the outside. And excuse me, that's it's Griffin Day from 32 yards. And they get the game into a running time situation on Day's 2nd score of the night. His first from 18, his 2nd from 32. And the counter, he broke it to the outside and then won the race to the pylon. Maurer apparently will kick the point. Again, we've seen 1 fake earlier. Maurer 2 of 3 on extra point attempts tonight. High snap. And Prescott gets it down. And Maurer misses that one. I think his rhythm off a tad. But that's one of the few things that has gone badly tonight for Brodhead Judah. Of course, you got to clean those things up for when you play big games in October and November. And it looks like this Brodhead Judah team will. They now lead 40-3. And again, we're in a running time situation, so McFarland won't be able to stop the clock, save for penalties or injuries, or unless they score. The backup quarterback warming up for McFarland down in front of us, it appears. So Richter's night may be done. Brady Wedvik warming up his passing arm as Maurer prepares to kick off. He's been adept at the squib kick tonight. In fact, one of those squib kicks was recovered by Slocum, and that set up, if there was a turning point in the game, it might have been there. Brodhead Judah scored in their first 2 offensive series, then they recovered a squib kick and went in to score on yet another drive, and all of a sudden they scored twice in a minute 5, and a game that was close suddenly became 19-0 after 1, and Brodhead Judah was in control. Again, they squib it, and the McFarland's going to get decent field position. Enoch Fleming on the return. So the Spartans take over at the 42. And I think we are going to see some new faces in the game for McFarland. Yeah, Brady Wedvik going to go in the game. Calls signals here, and again, the clock won't stop now. If you throw the ball here and don't complete it, say if you throw it down the field, it really costs you some precious seconds. Let's see what Wedvik is going to do. He hands off. And the running game hasn't been a factor all night for McFarland. It wasn't there either. 2nd and 10. McFarland takes on Edgerton next week. And Wedvig again on the handoff. This time, some decent yardage.
Pickel, the ball carrier, tackled by Jay. 3rd and 2.
It was Kyle Fredrickson, I believe, on the carry. I take that back. Grayson Wilson. Pick up of 8. It's going to be 3rd and 2. See if Wedvig is going to throw on 3rd down. So he gets some work. Colton Richardson didn't have a bad night, but he's a senior and Wedvig's a sophomore. Clearly Paul Ackley thinks this is the quarterback of the future for the Spartans. He gives it straight ahead. And I'm not sure if he got the first down or not.
First down, McFarland.
He did get the first down. So it appears that McFarland is going to hone their running game here. I don't know if they're going to let Wedvig throw or not. He hasn't given any indication in 3 plays thus far. They're going to do any more than run it up the gut and get the game over with, quite frankly. Brodhead Judah up 40-3. Now Wedvig's going to throw, and his first pass is picked off.
Back to the 38-yard line. First down, Brodhead Judah.
I think it was Fenwick, not sure who had the interception on the far side. Again, even with the change of possession, the clock doesn't stop. And it continues to roll. Brodhead Judah taking over again at the 47, but with the big lead, and I think they'll get the opportunity to get some reserves in the game or get some work in the final, literally 3:47 of the game. Matt Schmidt is the quarterback. Running back. It was Bryson Ills, the backup running back, who gained a yard. So both coaches using the final minutes of this non-conference game to get some reserve some playing time. An impressive win for Brodhead Judah, though. They, in that 19 first quarter points, were never headed, and they look very much the part of the second-ranked team in Division IV. Somerset's the only team ahead of them in the D4 poll. And again, it's early. Pollsters, like a lot of media folks, don't really know who's good. You vote on teams with reputation. Somerset's certainly got a nice program, and Winnicott and Platteville have had some struggles in the early going. They were in the state title game a year ago. Now their struggles have caused them to fall to points 9 and 10 in this week's poll. It's going to be 4th down. Brodhead Judah may only punt for the second time tonight, or maybe they won't. Beskup is their punter. But he isn't in the game, and this looks like Hills may punt. Flags. And again, the clock doesn't even stop. Here, Matt Schmidt, the quarterback's in punt formation. Brodhead Judah wind up offside. So they'll back up 5. And again, the clock winds down. And these situations are never much fun. Schmidt gets off a decent punt. taken by Herbst. And Chad, who's had a good day, is spun down in one of the last plays of this home game for the Spartans.
Bills with the tackle.
Offense comes back on the field for their last hurrah. They may get 3 plays off. But again, Brodhead Judah will run its record to 3-0, playing East Troy next week, and then at Parkview the following week. They go home to play East Troy next week. McFarland will fall to 1-2. The Spartans play Edgerton here next Friday and then play at East Troy on the 26th. And the next week, obviously, games take on significance as they go into conference action. And Buckholz scoots down the near sideline and picks up a first down. Went out of bounds, but again, it's academic in a running time situation. But 2 touchdowns apiece tonight for Brodhead Judah's running tandem of Mitchell Johnson and Griffin Day. Johnson scored on first quarter runs of 4 and 1 yard. Day ran for an 18-yard score in the second quarter, a 32-yarder to put us into this running time situation here in the fourth. They also got another touchdown from Jake Pickel on a 59-yard run, and quarterback Brennan Beska threw a 14-yard touchdown pass to Skylar Stuckey. That's how they got their 40 points. Chad Herbst with a field goal of 32 yards for McFarland's only point, and that's how it's going to end as Brodhead Judah in the final 5 seconds has taken a 40-3 win over McFarland. The Cardinals, again, looking very much the part of the second-ranked team in Division IV. A physical bunch with a good offensive line. Logan Bauer and Reeve Lincoln are big old mammoth defenders up front, or offensive linemen up front, and McFarland couldn't handle them all day. Johnson, Beska, Ade, Pickel, all were the beneficiaries. Brodhead Judah with an impressive 40-3 win here in McFarland tonight. We thank you for joining us. We will be back next Friday with one of the better games of the state at 7 o'clock. We invite you to join us then. On behalf of our Play On Sports crew, I'm Bill Brophy saying thanks for joining us on the WIA.TV Game of the Week on the NFHS Network.